It's kind of like having your own cameraman in a box, except you don't have to pay for a cameraman. Hello and welcome back to Gears and Tech. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing and review of OBSBOT AI powered tracking camera thing that you put your phone on and it will actually track you through the shot. Now, before we get into the unboxing of this product, I want to kind of explain what got me to this point today. So about a year ago, I decided it was time to sort of ramp up how some of my video shooting was going and to look at other options. I started looking around online and I came across a number of supposedly AI-powered auto tracking camera systems. Now, I also started kind of researching what's out there, what's available and that sort of thing. And I came across a video from Linus Tech Tips actually reviewing the OBSBOT camera. Now I said, hey, this is exactly what I'm looking for. And then I looked at the price tag and realized that it was pretty much 200 Canadian dollars. And I said, holy crap, this may be for me, but I'm not making enough money to even consider paying for one of those. So at the time I researched other suitable options and I did find one which I did a review on last year. You can find that video, I'll put a link in the descriptions for that video, but after I made that video, I actually boxed that AI tracker back up and I sent it back where it came from. And the short reason is it was unreliable. It was totally unreliable. And even though it was AI powered, I found it was frequently losing me in the frame. It would like wander off. If somebody else walked into the frame, it didn't know who to follow, and then it'd start following that person instead of me. It was a mess. Before we get too far into this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel down below. If you've seen some of our content already and have not subscribed, we want you to join our community. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and let's get back to the video. In fact, the only reason I was able to save the footage that I had was because I was actually filming with two cameras that day, so I was able to use the footage from the non-AI cameraman footage. So I was able to make it work, but it certainly wasn't ideal. Fast forward to today, which is at least a year later, and I finally, actually I still don't make very much money, so I didn't go and buy this myself. I actually asked for this for Christmas. So this was my Christmas present from my dear wife, who said, yeah, you know what, if you want a stupid AI camera, then go ahead, here you go. And you know, I appreciate it a lot. And you guys will too, because now I get to actually review this. One of the advantages of the way that I've acquired this device is the fact that I don't owe anything to anyone. So unlike that Linus Tech Tips video that I watched, where the fine people at OBSBOT sent him that product to be reviewed, you might think that there's some like special treatment that they expect in exchange for that product. In this case, this was bought with my own money and this review is done as my own review. So I am not reporting to the OBSBOT company. I am not under any obligation to say anything nice about this product. So this can be a true unboxing and true hands-on impression of this product. And that's my commitment to you, is that I will tell you exactly what I feel about this after we've done a test trial of this product. So the first thing we need to do is open this up. And as you can tell, I have not even opened this myself. So I have no idea what's inside here. This is a live unboxing. So I'm gonna grab my ridiculously sharp knife, which I use for all my crafting stuff, which is over there, but it works really well for cutting these tape things too. It's way overkill for this sort of thing. And then this top just slides right off. It's got this really neat thing on the top that says, let me catch you, which is nice of them to say that. So they mean like to film you, let me catch you in the film frame. So first off, we've got, this is like a package of some sort with our user manual and our, I don't know, Chinese product warranty card. So there's lots of Chinese on here. In fact, the user manual, you can see there, It has a number of different languages, so it'll cover, it's pretty thick, but it probably has all of the instructions and everything. But rather than having like an English part and then a Chinese part and then a German part, it has English, then Chinese, then German, then Japanese for this part, and then it has the next part in the same format. So you end up using the whole manual and you spend half the time trying to figure out which part is the part that you want to read, but that's there. And then, oh wow, okay. So it's got this handy little case. I'll put that over there then. This is neat with a cute little handle, so you can, carry it, you can throw it over. I can't fit my arm in there, but. And then it's got this zipper case. Let's open it up. I'm gonna open it to you guys first. Ooh. Okay, so inside this box we have our camera. Well, this is the AI tracker. And we've got this. Now, this has your standard 1/4-inch thumb screw, which will thread pretty much any mount onto. So in this case, it's a very wide base so that it doesn't tip over. And then, what else have we got? Ooh, cool. This has got to be a lens cap, I think. Let's see. What the heck? It does seem like a lens cap, but how the heck? Let's peel that off. It doesn't seem like... I might have to read the instructions of what this is supposed to be, because you can't see the light through it, but it's there anyway. And then, get this, which is our charging cable. So the device has a battery, and that's all that's in this case. So I'm gonna just put that back there out of the way. This device does have a battery, so it will charge up. It doesn't need to be plugged in all the time, but let's just plug it in now. And then, oh there, now it's turning on right now. So if I unplug it, it still will turn on. You just have to long press the thing. I have no idea what the battery level is on it, but it does work. Now it's looking for somebody. And it doesn't know how to track me. So I'm gonna plug this back in, we'll charge it up. And that's more or less everything that's in the box. You get the basic base unit. It's got this cell phone holding attachment, which if I take my phone, I can stick this on here so you can see that. And then this also will rotate, so you can do horizontal view or vertical view. It does have a USB-C port, which is usually an indicator of more of like a high quality product. As the years go on, we'll see more of the low quality products having a USB-C as well. But when you're trying to keep costs low, the micro USB ports can be had at extreme discounts because nobody really wants to use them anymore. So they're extremely cheap. So when you're looking at a product, one of the easy ways to tell if it's good or not, right now at least, is if it has a micro USB port, it's kind of low quality. If it has a USB-C port, it's a little bit higher quality or a little bit higher price, and they justified that by putting higher quality parts in it. Now let's talk about some of the features of the OBSBOT so that you know kind of why I think this is going to be a good product for me. So first and foremost, this has auto tracking. And they say it uses an advanced neural network to achieve AI tracking. It always stably and smoothly tracks the person in the center of the video frame. It always stably and smoothly tracks the person in the center of the video frame. You can use any app you like. So this does not require an app to set up and to program and to use, which is extremely handy. As long as you turn it on, there's a certain way that you signal who it should be tracking. We'll cover that in a few minutes. But it just works. You turn it on and it works. You put your camera on the top, you press record, and whatever this camera sees, it will turn and make it so that this camera on your phone actually records the footage that you're looking for. Now, an important distinction for you guys. This does require a phone. So a lot of people would be like, well, it's already got a camera. Why can't we use that camera to just record to that camera? There's not really any devices that do that. And the reason is this camera is reserved strictly for the tracking, and the processor on board here is used to figure out who to track and how to track. If you wanted to also record that footage, you would have to have a bigger processor, you'd have to have more RAM, and you'd probably have to have a better camera. See, they can have a very low spec camera here and still track you without showing you any of that video footage. The camera on your phone is probably way better than the camera that would be on here, so it stands to reason that you would just want to put your phone on there and record with that. Now, personally, I'll tell you what my use case will be, because I am not planning to use my phone. I'm going to modify this a bit to actually hold a GoPro, and I'm going to show you why, and actually more or less tell you why later on in this video. It's equipped with this universal joint, so you can move this however you want. They say you can put it like this. You would not be able to have it plugged in, because if this thing rotated around, it would hit that cord and that would become a problem. And it does want to tip over with my phone there, so I would not even be able to do that. I could only use it in the vertical position. However, this does have the ability to adjust in multiple different positions on here, and then I already showed you that it goes into vertical mode as well. It's got lots of settings that you can do to make it good. Now, this base is very wobbly. I'm surprised at how wobbly that is, actually. Is that because I didn't screw it in all the way? Let's see if that's better. Okay, that's a lot better. It was wobbly because user error. It wasn't threaded in all the way. So now I've got it threaded in all the way. It's much more stable, which is good. I didn't want to have shaky footage. So they say it has flexibility and portability, and I showed you guys kind of that already, but you can see this will fold up to be quite small, like that. It's quite small, and then if you wanted to, you could even take that off. They say it fits in your pocket. I don't know who's trying to put this thing in their pocket, but I suppose you could. This also features a brushless motor for the part that turns around, and that is extremely important for how quickly it can start and stop and how quiet it can be. So you want something that can record you, that can rotate around and get all the footage, but you also don't want it to be too loud. See, I used to film with a DSLR camera that had autofocus, and one of the biggest problems I had with that camera is the sound of the focus motors moving was so loud that I couldn't use any of the audio from that camera. So I had to use this lavalier mic that I have here to record all of my audio, because it was constantly going zzz, 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 and just making these ridiculous noises. So with the brushless motor, it will be ultra quiet and still fast. It'll have quick ramp up times and quick ramp down times, so that your subject is always in shot no matter how fast you're moving in front of the camera. Now, the other thing is, because of the size of that thumb screw, you could actually put this on a tripod, which I will now demonstrate. So there you can see it is now mounted to this tripod, which, if you're wondering where I can get a sweet tripod like that, I will put links in the description. This is my very portable small tripod, which folds up very, very small, and you could take your OBSBOT and you could stick that wherever you want and have it track you through the scene. And that's where this thing truly, truly shines. And this can lead me into where I plan to use this. Now, I already kind of gave you a teaser about how I intend to use this. So those of you who have watched some of the other videos on this channel, you know that I cover a lot of topics here inside the studio, which is usually reserved for like the technology and for the reviews and a lot of the how-tos and such. But gears and tech does not just mean tech, it means gears and tech. So the gears part of the channel tends to get filmed in our garage or in the driveway or kind of out somewhere. I do a lot of footage out on the boat. I do footage working on cars. Now, something else that we did a while ago and then we stopped for a bit and now we're doing again is our live streams. So we're setting the garage up as a live stream studio where we have a number of cameras set up and we film from different angles what's going on in the garage, so that, and it's designed to be more of like an interactive experience for you guys. So right here, right now, you can watch this video, you can post comments below, but it's kind of static. Like, you watch it when you want and you comment, and then sooner or later I'll read those comments and I can respond and whatever, and I try to keep that as interactive as possible. But with the live streams, we actually have the stream up on a giant TV in the garage, and we watch those comments in real time. So while we're there working on the car, we keep an eye on the screen. And if you've got questions or whatever, you jump on and ask some questions, or you can watch and kind of have that interactive experience. And that's where a device like the OBSBOT would come in extremely handy, at least in my mind. We are going to set this up in the garage with a camera on it, and we're going to tie that into the live stream so that as we move around the garage, it will actually follow us, so that you'll have a more interactive experience where it's a nice tight shot, hopefully a nice tight shot that allows you to really see what's going on there and still communicate with us through that process. So I'm really excited to go and set this up in the garage and do some live testing of that process. Now that's gonna be done in a future video because this one's already getting pretty long already, and you've at least seen the product, you know what it can do. Now, the one thing you haven't seen yet is how the tracking actually works. So what I'm gonna do is get my phone set up here. And I'm gonna get the camera. You guys are about to see how small this studio is. You're gonna be shocked. You're gonna be like, holy, it looks so nice and professional from there. And you're about to see, it's not good to show off your settings here, but it doesn't matter because for the sake of the video, we can. So I'm gonna stick this onto video mode. Oh, you know what? Let's switch this around to the front facing camera. So there you guys can see, that's you guys. Right there. You guys are a GoPro camera, which I know you're like, holy crap, you filmed this whole thing with that tiny little GoPro? It looks so funny. Everyone else is using like big fancy cameras. I know, but you don't need fancy cameras to record cool videos. So I can hit record on there. I'm going to unplug the USB from this so that you guys can see it without any of that going. I'm going to power on the OBSBOT like that. Now it has taken control. Now it is looking for somebody. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to, and you guys can see me. So there I am. Now all you do is hold your hand up. Now the OBSBOT has indicated that it now sees me. So you guys can see me on the camera, it's recording, and the OBSBOT sees me. So if I move, it's supposed to follow me. And if I go like that, it will follow me all around. And I can go over here and it follows me. And I can go in front of the camera so you guys can see. And there, so it's actually following my chest, but whatever. Now, what I'm curious to know is if I go out of frame, so it can only turn so far before it stops. So there, I've now gone completely out of frame. I'll show you guys this footage in the finished video so that you can see. But as I come back in frame, oh, did it not see me? There we go. So it doesn't recognize my torso, it recognized my face. So you saw there I had to duck down so that my face was at least in view, and now it's following me again. And I can go kind of back and forth, and it's pretty fast. Like, you see how fast that is. I never fully leave the frame, and it gets me. Now here's the coolest thing, because it uses AI to track the subject, whoever goes into the frame and holds their hand up is the person that it controls. Now, if you've got other people that are coming over and they know how this works, you can actually fight over who has control, because it assumes that you have like respect for the people in the shot and they have respect for you, and that they're not all gonna be like, no, I'm the center of attention here, and then you're all fighting over who it is. This will happily follow whoever put their hand up last. And the interesting thing is, if you have multiple people in the frame and the person that's following goes off frame, it will still look for that person to come back into the frame and then continue following them. It is truly smart. And that is something that the other camera that I reviewed and a lot of the cheaper cameras just don't do very good. And that's why I had to actually spring for the better product, because I think you guys deserve better than that. So Keep an eye out for future reviews after I've used it a bit. If you subscribe to the channel, you'll get a notification when we are running our live stream, and you can see the result of the OBSBOT in action. So we're gonna get it set up, we're gonna get it working, and we are gonna implement that into our live streams. So, you know, if you're curious how it's working, check some of our more recent live streams. So the ones that come out around the same time as this video, because the ones prior would not have had this system. I do have one other surprise for what we're gonna do here, but I'll do that in our update review later on. So there's lots of cool things coming up. I'm glad you stuck around this long. Hey, thanks for watching all the way to the end of this video. We hope you enjoy the content in this video, and we'd love to have you come back. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And for those subscribers who are looking for that extra special thing that you can do to support this channel, consider joining our members group. That's where we're building this community, the Gears and Tech community, where we can all enjoy content together. You'll get special perks, which we'd love for you to check out by clicking the link down below. For those of you who are just happy to watch the video, that's okay too. You can check out some of our other content right over here, where we've got some previous videos that have already been uploaded and enjoyed by many of our viewers already. We do hope to see you again. This has been Gears and Tech. Have a great day.